Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cook with Mum, and today is a very special recipe because when she has visited me in the past here, so she has made this recipe for me before a couple of times.
Katori Chaat.
Katori Chaat. It is a stunning looking chaat recipe with crispy papri shaped in the form of bowls like katori and then filled with potatoes and chickpeas and some lovely coriander chutney, some sweet and sour imli ki chutney, and then we're going to finish it with sprinkling of some sev. Oh my god, I cannot wait. Right?
Very.
So we're going to start by making the actual katori first, है ना? फिर उसके बाद फिलिंग करेंगे.
Filling बाद में.
Okay, great. I'm going to go back behind the camera. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button, and I will leave her with all the cooking. So we have got 300 grams of plain flour or maida, whatever you want to call it. Next goes in salt to taste, but she's adding 3/4 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of ajwain or carom seeds. I use it in a few recipes. So if you've tried my recipes before, then you'll definitely have these seeds. They add a lovely aniseedy flavor.
4
Give it a good
teaspoon
mix.
of oil.
And now we're just going to use some oil. So I'm just using some olive oil in this, but you can use ghee or you can use ghee nahi? Oil.
इसमें oil ही डाल.
Okay, only oil. So you can use sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, 5 tablespoons of oil, and this is really important step. You cannot skip it. She's saying you need the oil to make it short, nice and short. So don't forget this step. Just rub it till you get just like a breadcrumby texture. And here, this is lukewarm water, not cold water, not hot water, just lukewarm water. So that is going to give you a nice soft dough. And I don't have the exact measurement for this because we're just going to add little bits.
एक कटोरी मुश्किल से लगेगा, इतना नहीं लगेगा.
Because they need to use enough to kind of bring it to a soft dough. So like any flatbreads, or if you've tried my papri recipe, it's just add enough to make a soft dough. So once it's come together in a soft dough, just knead it for literally a minute. Like the whole bowl is clean. It's not wet or sticky. Just a few drops of oil to cover it. You're going to cover and let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. And this is a really important step. You have to let it rest. So the dough has rested. There's a rolling pin and the chakla belan we call it. But you can just do it on the surface with a thick rolling pin. You don't need a chakla belan. What you definitely need is some form of a metallic kind of katori or a bowl which can then go into hot oil. So obviously you can't use plastic. So that is a really nice soft, super soft dough. And she's going to start rolling them out. So the first thing to do is divide it into portions, and you want like a walnut size portion. Okay, so she's not using any flour, है ना? Flour नहीं use करें.
जरूरत पड़ेगी तो करेंगे.
Okay, because there is a bit of oil in there. तो कितना बड़ा बनाना है?
ताकि हमारी ये कटोरी इतनी कवर हो जाए.
Okay, so enough to cover the bowl with the dough.
ज़्यादा नहीं, 1 2 3 कर लो तो वो मतलब फूलेगा नहीं.
Okay, so basically prick it 3-4 times, not too much, so it won't puff up in the hot oil, and then you cover the bowl with the dough. So she's basically sticking the dough to the katori. And now moving on to the next one. So we're going to repeat the same with all the 4 to begin with. Going to fry 4, then redo them, and then fry 4. So because she has come back home from school, she's taken over the camera duties. Thanks, Sia. So I actually haven't made the Katori Chaat ever. So she's always making it, and come close, and I'm going to try to do this once because I have never done it. So basically we're putting it very lightly. If you press it quite hard, then it won't come out, so we need to press it quite lightly and I'm just sealing the bits where it's overlapping, and that's it. So these 4 katoris are ready. So how many do you think that will make? So that's 4, 4, 8, 4, 12, 4, 16, 20. I think it will make around 20, 22. I love chaat. I can live on chaat. Yeah, I can live on chaat, any kind of chaat. Samosa chaat, Katori Chaat, Tikki Chaat, Patta Chaat. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. We're going to move on to the deep frying section. Got some sunflower oil in here, heating up nicely, and we're going to now start frying. So it's time. It's nice and hot. I think it needs to be around, 170, 180. And these are the katoris. So she's using this, which is called a sansi in Hindi. But you could use anything that will help hold it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the heat. So just basically sliding down 2 at a time, depending on how big your pan is. This is going to be so fun. So after just a minute, the katori kind of starts to leave the sides itself. She's just using a knife to help get that out of the katori. Whoa, look at that! And then it's going to cook with the hot oil inside. So once you've turned it and turn it back, it fills with hot oil, which is going to help cook the inside of the katori. So if it's not coming out very easily, you just leave it and let it cook for a bit longer. Now they are almost ready to come out. So it's taken good 3-4 minutes to cook it inside out. So it's ready to come out. We're just taking them out in a plate with some kitchen roll. I don't think there's any extra. It's not like a very oily thing, but still. So now we're gonna carry on cooking all of these. This amount of dough is making 20 katoris. So you can, if you want just 10, you can half the quantities. So once it's ready to come out of the thing, it will start leaving its side. So look, right now it's still stuck to it, so it's not time to take that out. When it's ready, the sides will start leaving. I'll show you in a second. Oh look, it's beginning to come out from here. Just be extra careful when making this because it's a bit tricky. It's stunning looking. So Mum has finished making all the katoris. Let me show you. Look at that. So I've asked her to sit down and take a little break. In the meantime, these will kind of just sit on the side. I'm going to prepare some of the filling. So for the filling, I soaked some chickpeas last night and they are here. They're soaked, and I'm going to cook it with just some water and salt. I'm using a pressure cooker, so it is going to take around 15-20 minutes, but if you're using a pan, it could take up to 45 to 50 minutes to cook the chickpeas. If you want to avoid all this step and use the tin chickpeas, you can, though I would suggest you use this method because we're going to not cook it until it's soft. You're going to cook it until it's soft plus half more because they need to kind of disintegrate for this particular recipe. They can't be whole. So if you are going to make all the effort to make this, then I would suggest soak the chickpeas. Right, so I'm going to get this on the hob with some salt and cook this for 15 minutes until really soft and starting to disintegrate and kind of break up. So I took a cup of chickpeas and look how massive they are, and they haven't even been cooked yet. That's the biggest difference between overnight soaking and tin chickpeas. I'm adding a teaspoon of salt and I just put lots of water to cover it up. It soaked it all up, and there's still a bit of water to help cook this. So I'm going to see this in 15 minutes. So while the chickpeas are cooking in that, I'm just going to also cook some potatoes. So here I've got 4 red potatoes, which are perfect all-rounders. I've covered them up with water, and I'm going to bring it to a boil and cook this until they are fully soft and ready. The next step is to make the coriander and mint chutney. Now I'm just making it like roughly how I always make it, but if you want the exact measurements, then you can check out the full recipe on my channel. So at the moment, what I usually do is I'll take mint leaves, and I always break the leaves, never use the stem because they're too hard for the chutney. And then how much, whatever mint I have, I'll double the quantity of fresh coriander leaves, and I always use the stems, just chopping the tops off, that's it, but I'll use all of this part. So just going to roughly chop this and mix it with the mint. And once you have washed it, once you have washed the mint and coriander, just put it in a blender. So I make a variety of different kinds of coriander chutney, and I've added a different coriander chutney in every single book of mine because I love this chutney so much. So you can use green chilies or you can use red. I'm using red today. Going to add half a teaspoon of sugar and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. You need a little bit extra salt in this. And then to finish, just some lime or lemon juice, whatever you have at home, and then a splash of water, like a tablespoon, and then I'm going to blitz it. So basically you have to blitz it really, really well. And I've also got some tamarind chutney. We always have, this was in the fridge, so we always have some in the fridge. You can find the recipe on the channel. It's really handy chutney to have in the fridge, and it lasts for a good 4 to 6 weeks. And the next thing to prepare is some yogurt. So here is some nice natural yogurt, and I'm just going to pour some water in it to kind of dilute it and make it nice and runny. And in this goes literally a splash of sugar and a splash of salt, like 1/4 teaspoon each, and then just give it a mix. And I'm going to get some salt and some chili powder ready. And I'm now going to peel and chop up the potatoes and get them ready as well. And once they peel, you just like kind of chop them into small pieces. And I'm just going to sprinkle again 1/4 teaspoon salt on this, just to give it like a base seasoning, because we're going to add lots of things on top, so we don't need like full seasoning just yet. There you go. Now it's time to check on the chickpeas. Oh yay! So they cooked in the pressure cooker for 20 minutes, and I overcooked them because I wanted them all split open. Can you see? All like, oh, soft. Absolute. It can't get any softer. Now if I cook any more, it'll just kind of dissolve. So I'm just going to use a potato masher and mash it a little bit. So that you can see clearly. Can you see? I'm going to transfer it in a glass bowl so you guys can see clearly what I'm doing. It has cooled down now because I let it sit for over an hour. Next I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt, again basic seasoning. Use a potato masher. Just want to break them open, that's it. See, if you use tinned chickpeas, you won't be able to do that, but you'll have to just use the chickpeas whole, which is delicious, don't get me wrong. It's just, this is different, and it looks like a mushy chickpea, and this will taste so lovely. Right, so I think all the elements are ready, and I can get my mum back in. the kitchen to assemble one of these. Mom's just reminded me that I need a finely chopped onion. So Mom's back, okay, and she's taking some of the chickpeas. I thought we were making it differently, but obviously I've never made this. So some of the chickpeas, some of the potatoes. We're preparing 2 katoris right now. So some chickpeas, some potatoes, mix and mix. Okay, a bit of onion, pinch of salt because I already put tiniest bit, and a pinch of chili. This is totally to your taste. And this is my homemade chaat masala. You can check out the recipe on the channel in case you can't find where you live. Quarter teaspoon of chaat masala. So just give it a nice good mix. So at the moment we're preparing just 2 katoris, one for Mom, one for me, because it's just 2 of us at home right now. So we place the katori. How cute do they look? Then goes in the mixture. Serious cooking mode is on. Now yogurt. Wow. Cannot wait. Tamarind chutney. Coriander chutney. And some sev. And that, my friends, is Katori Chaat ready. Let me quickly taste it and tell you what it tastes like. I cannot wait. My mouth has been watering while I was filming it. Can you hear the crunch? Crispy papri katori, lots of deliciousness inside. Yeah, I'm gonna eat it. Oh my god, mommy. Oh my god, I can live on chaat. आपका favorite Indian खाना क्या है? Chaat, South Indian, biryani, Punjabi.
First of chaat, second is biryani. Chicken biryani.
मेरी भी mine too.
Chicken biryani.
See, what's yours? What's your favorite Indian food?
It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot. You're right. This is absolutely amazing. I'm not gonna waste and eat it standing. I'm gonna sit down, make a cup of chai. You can watch the chai video as well. And I just want to thank her for all the amazing recipes she's shared. I really hope you're gonna try this. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button, and we'll see you back very soon with another new recipe. God,
Bye bye.
सही यार, बहुत स्वाद है.